Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Mikey here today. Yesterday I said I was gonna do a introduction video of myself about my disability, and I am gonna do that today. I'm trying to see if I can like block out this thing a little bit. Okay, that's better. So I did print it out a little bit. It's just easier for me to read off that way. So I'm gonna like, if you see me look down a lot, I'm just gonna try to grab a couple things. Also, my vision is I can't see far away, but I can see up close. So if you see me do that, that is why. Okay, so people with Noonan syndrome have facial features, such as eyes, which is wide set, slant down, and have droopy lids. Eyes may be pale blue or green. So I do, on my right eye, actually I have a lazy left eye, and if you guys notice in my videos, I keep my hat tilted this way. Since I have the lazy left eye, I don't want to take a chance of anything happening to the right eye. So that's like why when I'm out in public or near a bright light, I have my hat tilted this way, so it basically blocks it from getting into this eye. I mean, the chances of this eye going is probably not super high, but I don't want to take any chance and have both bad eyes. My ears are set low. They look like they are tipped backwards. I don't know if you guys can notice, but see, that's what they kind of look like. Now, some of these features, some people have, and sometimes people do not. What else? My nose is depressed, like, wait, deep depressed at the top with a wide base round tip. So I don't know if you know like that. What else? Mouth has a deep groove between the nose and mouth and wide peaks in the upper lip. What else? Facial features. Many appear coarse, but look sharper with age. This facial may appear droopy and not show expression. Head is larger with a bigger forehead and lower hairline on the back of the head. Skin may appear thin and transparent with age. So yes, my head is a little bit bigger, but I always joke around, you know, they did just fit my brain in there, so they made it a little extra big. Heart disease. So I have a thing called mitral valve prolapse, which is the pulmonary valve is narrowing of the pulmonary valve. So it covers like it's like the left chamber. So each year I have a doctor's appointment and I have to check that out, and it's been pretty good. Back in 2012, I had open heart surgery to fix it. I did not need the open heart surgery, but the doctors figured, since I was younger at the time, they figured, you know, it's the best to do it now than if I get older, where they had to put like a fake one in or anything. They actually used glue. I forget if they used glue or staple. I cannot remember. But it happened in 2012, and I still go every year to check it out. But you know, everything's been pretty good. Thickness of the heart. You know, other heart problems. Irregular heart rhythm. Speaking of irregular heart rhythm, so when I had to open heart surgery, I was in the hospital, just laying on the bed talking to my mom. All of a sudden, these doctors came running in, asking me, like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" I look at them like, "Yeah," and like, "You are?" Like, "Yeah." It's like, "Well, on a monitor, your heart was racing," and I was like, "Really? I don't feel anything." And I'm like, I mean, well, and the doctor's like, "Well, if you don't feel anything, you should be good. We're just gonna check it out real quick. But if you feel fine, then it's probably nothing." Like, I had no idea my heart was like racing like that, but it was crazy. Okay, people with Noonan syndrome. People with Noonan syndrome can affect typical growth. Many children with Noonan syndrome do not grow at the typical age. So back then, I was about 4'11". And I was a little tired of being short for my age and people looking at me, so I talked to my doctor, and they, so I'm getting like messages after messages here. Anyways, I was talking to my doctor, and they gave me growth hormones, which was steroids. and I would either take like one of the arms or the legs, or I could do the stomach. I didn't like doing the stomach, so I did either the legs, like hold on a second, like right around here, or I would do in the I think it was the upper or like down here. I forget exactly, but now I'm about to five, I believe. Now the reason I stopped the growth hormones is because people with Noonan syndrome are behind in puberty, and once you hit puberty, the growth hormones will not work. So once I hit the puberty, I stopped taking them. Eating difficulties. You know me, I love to eat, but I have a very hard time putting weight on. Like I said, I'm 32 and I'm only 97 pounds. So even though you guys see me eat like crazy, I can eat like crazy but not put on the weight. So like, and like the doctor said, I have like a really good metabolism. So I eat big portions in small amounts. So like when I did the Prime Rib review, I would get like the 12 ounce, have some at the restaurant, and then save it for the next day or so. So I eat big portions but in small amounts. What else? Yeah, like growth sports, delay of growth. You know, short height. So, like with my facial features and my short height, when I tell people that I'm 32, they're like, "You're really 32?" Sometimes people would think I'm maybe in my teens or 20s, but hey, that looks like, as older I get, people won't think I'm that older. It doesn't bother me at all. If that's what people want to think, that's what people think, right? What else? Learning disabilities. So when I was in school, I was in special education, which was basically not a full packed classroom, and it was like a lesser classroom, less like less, not like less one to do, but it was like more easy for us to do. I had a paraprofessional, so it was basically like a teacher aide that would help me like take down notes, walk with me, and help me basically. Each year I had a different paraprofessional, but in high school from 9th grade to 12th grade, I had the same teacher aide paraprofessional. And because we just connected, and the people at the school figured that she was so good with me, and then we both got along, that they just kept her with the remaining of my high school years. I graduated in 2010. So, as you guys can see with the learning disability with my speech, so sometimes I'll say certain stuff, and it will sound weird, but that's because of the learning disability. So, I'll give you an example. Like, if someone's name is Ryan, like Ryan, sometimes it sounds like I'm saying Lion, like lion. So sometimes, like, if I go to say lion, it sounds like I'm saying lion. So that's why you guys hear me sometimes talk a little bit slower, in hopes that I can get like that word out without struggling. What else? Eye conditions, problem with the eye muscles, like cross-eyed. So yeah, if you notice, like sometimes my eye will look at the camera and my eye will be on the other way. So I tend to be really cross-eyed. And people tried out my glasses before, and my glasses prescriptions are so strong that when people try it on, they're like, whoa. Because that's how strong they have to be because of my eyes issues. What else? I do, healing. Sometimes I do have a trouble with healing, but it's mostly if I'm distracted. Like, if I'm upstairs and playing video games, I might not hear somebody call me. Like, yes, sometimes I do if I'm not distracted occasionally, but it's more like if I'm distracted, I'm doing something. So that's basically it. What else do we have? Bleeding problems. I'm easy. I can bruise very easy. So like if I like smack my elbow very little, I could get a bruising. I don't notice as much anymore, but I also do have very dry skin, so I do get itchy a lot. I do have a lot of nosebleeds, but that's common with anybody. Like when it gets dry out, I'll get the bloody noses and all that stuff. They got to the point one day where I had such a bad bloody nose that I was just holding for so long and it would not stop. So we wound up going into the the hospital to see what was up, and they figured like, well, it's just probably because of the dryness, and they didn't figure out anything was wrong. But what they did is they gave me a little clip, so I didn't have to sit there like forever and just hold my nose. So they basically gave me a clip so I can like not hold the tissue because it was so annoying. So annoying. There's this one. I do not think I have this one. I'm looking at it. I believe I do not have that one, so I'm not gonna go off on that one. But yeah, guys, and don't feel hesitant. If you want to look up more about Noonan syndrome, just go for it. There's plenty of sites that have it. And when I was first born, Noonan syndrome, I think when I was first born, Noonan syndrome was still relatively new and still learning about it. So when I was first born, like I said, due to how my ears are shaped, they first actually thought it was Down syndrome. But I didn't like have the other characteristics of people that had Down syndrome, so they ruled that out. And having a disability is not bad at all. Like, this is why I always think about it. I don't think of my disability as a disability. I think of it as a different ability. So basically, I can do the same things that everyone else can, but it's just in a different way. Like in school, I learned a little bit slower than other people. So I still can learn, but just a different way. Visual problems, like I said, it's hard. So like usually, like my house is not that bad, but if I go to new places, when I walk, I'll walk, like I'll kind of like look down where I'm going, just to see. Because sometimes if it's like, especially when it's bright out, it's very hard for me to see. So, especially when I'm walking. So like when I used to walk to work, when the job was closer before I had to move because the other store closed down. When I would use the crosswalk, it was very hard for me, especially on a bright, because it would be very hard to see the walk signals. So sometimes I would have to do it that way, and I mean, it got to the point where sometimes the walk signal was not even well lit, that I would just have to basically kind of base it off the traffic to make sure, like, okay, there's no one coming on this way, I don't see anyone coming that way, and just had to go. Luckily when Uber came out, I started taking Uber, so I didn't have to worry about that much. But like when it is very, very bright out, it is hard for me to see. And again, that's like I said, to protect this eye, that's like why I do it on this. Now, even though this light is not that bright, it's just I'm so used to having it on this way, I just do it regardless if it's bright or not bright. Another reason why I always wear my hat, because I get a lot of headaches, and wearing the hat for some reason prevents the headaches. So like if I take this off, like even though I can be fine, but it's just I'm so used to having the hat that I think that I just get the headache because I just know that my hat is off. So I always just keep like the hat on just to prevent getting me from a headache. So and I was the only person in my family that had the Noonan syndrome disability. So like I said, having this disability is not bad. Things that I used to hate, not like I hate about having a disability, but things that used to annoy me that people would do. So when I used to bag groceries before I moved to the bakery department, this is how people would say, like, say if I finish bagging their order, they'll be like, "Good job, buddy. You did such an awesome job." Like, they'll basically use that, like, baby dog talk, and I hated it. Cause I'm like, okay, I may have a disability, but you don't have to talk to me like I'm stupid. I used to hate that voice so much. Like, man, yeah, but people don't do it anymore. I mean, you may have like one person that might do it, but like honestly, people do not do it anymore. Like, okay, like the people the cashiers that I used to bag with, they would say stuff sometimes. They're like, you don't have to talk to them that way. You can talk to them normally. And the customer like, oh, I'm sorry. And and that's the thing, people at my job would stick up for me so much. One of the coworkers that I still work with, and another coworker that's another store, this girl Sabrina I worked with, and this girl Jessica that I used to work with, they would stand up for me so much. They would come up to me and tell me that if anyone gives me a problem or anyone's harassing and bullying me, let them know, and they will handle that. And I told him, like, like, handle it, but don't go like crazy, like, don't fight them, just go up with me and talk to the management with me, and they'd be like, okay. But they would stick up for me tremendously. Like, I had so many people that would look out for me, and I still have so many people that look out for me. Like my mom said, I have the biggest heart, and I'm very kind. Like, I care so much about people, and as long as other people are happy, then I'm happy. And I do take care of myself, and but I tend to put before, others before myself, Like, I'll give you, like, an example. If I do get teary-eyed, it's okay. So back in 2020, my uncle unfortunately passed from COVID. He was only 60 years old at the time, and it was around December, and my family I kind of came down with COVID, and my mom and dad came with COVID, and my cousin came down with COVID. So December was very tough in 2020. We had to basically not skip Christmas, but we had to have Christmas in January just because with everyone coming down with COVID. So when we were able to finally have the services for my Uncle Bobby, my Auntie Nancy, which was my Uncle Bobby's sister, I could tell that obviously she was very upset, and she was just, heartbroken. I mean, she has another brother, and so, but she was just very heartbroken. So I went over there and I sat down with her, and I just hugged her, and I told her, if you need to cry it out, you need to cry it out, and we just hugged each other, and she just thanked me so much for being there for her. And that's like the type of person I like to be at when I go to like funerals or wakes. Like, I will grieve, but I like to grieve on my own time. But when I'm at the services, my main concern is to make sure that other people are okay. So I'll go over and sit with other people, I'll talk to them, I'll hug them, I'll be there, I'll support them, and I will grieve on my own time. Cause I do not like seeing people upset. I do not like seeing people struggle, and it's hard for me to see people upset, and it bothers me. And when people are upset, I do like to make sure that they're no longer upset, because I want people to be happy. You know, it's just the way I am. I love to help people, and I just care about every single person. And even if I just don't know that person, I always stick up for people. Like, if I see someone on social media getting bullied, I make sure I stick up for that person, because you never know. Like, by sticking up for that person, you could save that person's life. You never know. And that's like why I hate when people avoid bullying, or people that film someone getting bullied. Like, that could just make it 10 times worse for that person. You should stick up for bullying. And like I said, I always want to make sure people are happy, and no matter what. Like, even if even at work, if I only knew that employee for like a week, and then say if that person lost their mother or father or something happened, I would literally go get them a card and a thing of flowers for them, and tell them I'm thinking about you, because I want them to cheer them up from the sadness that they've been feeling. And it's just the way I am, and I'm gonna continue being that way. And that's why I chose that YouTube name, The Nicest Person in the Universe, because you know there's so much negativity and so much hate in the world, unfortunately, and I do not want to, I want to fix that. I want to be kind to people, I want to be nice to people, and I love everybody. I love everyone. And I wish people were more like me, that that cared about people and cared about people's feelings. Like I'm, like, I have a lot of people that, like, I have so many friends, and people like my nieces, they love playing with me. They get so, when they come over, like my godson Tommy, who's 1 year old. Like, when we babysit him, when I come downstairs, when I wake up, the smile that he has on his face is just so adorable. He'll run up to me and give me a huge hug, because he just knows that it's time for me to play with him. And my niece Isabella, the same way. My other niece Madison, and eventually my other niece Gianna, when she grows up, probably be the same way. They just and I have a very strong bondage with children. I have friends my own age, but you know the way people can be sometimes, like adults, and so and most of the kids that I'm friends with are mostly family, like family relatives or family friends, and like my cousins, I just have a strong connection with kids. They always get excited when I get to play with them and talk to them, and I just have a strong connection with them. And I don't see a problem with that. Unfortunately, some people, not to me, not to me in general, but some people would say, oh, that's kind of weird, but you know if you think it's weird, then you're the weird one. Like, there's nothing wrong with having friends that are kids. And like I said, most of the kids that are my friends are family friends or people that I know for a very long time. It's not like I would go to like a random place that has kids and say, hey, let's be friends. Like I said, most of my family friends, relatives, like that. So, and so I know I talk about it when I do the food reviews, but I don't really go into detail. So in August, I don't know if I mentioned my food reviews. In August, we go up to a place called Canvas Bay Campground in Swanton, Vermont. We go up every August. It's like whatever the third Saturday, or like it's whatever that certain Saturday is. It's up like it's in Swanton, Vermont. It takes about 4 hours from Boston to get. Well, 4 or 5 hours, depending on if you stop at the bathroom or stop to get something to eat. So between 4 to 5 hours. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Now it's a campsite, but not like tents. It has a bunch of cabins, and we've been going up for years. And my family been going up since for years as well. So it's really nice. It's right on Lake Champlain. So, and actually, there is a viewer that I have. He's from, I know he's from Canada. I can't remember where he said, but he is a big fan of Toronto, Maple Leafs. And in Swanton, Vermont, you can actually see Canada. So if you like where the lake is, you can actually see parts of Canada. That's how far we're up in Vermont. So it's pretty cool. So like if you're on a boat and you drive a certain distance, you could literally be in Canada. So you kind of, if you do not have your passport and you go fishing, you've got to be a little careful like where you go, because you might wind up in Canada. So you do need a fishing license to fish. Normally, I do not get a fishing license because when I go up to Vermont, I don't stay the whole week. Me and my cousin, we go Saturday to Wednesday, and we usually don't do fishing on the first day because everyone's tired. So we don't usually do fishing till maybe Sunday or even Monday. So there's really no point of renting a fishing license just for a couple of days or using it once. So I normally don't get the fishing license. I used to get it a lot, but not as much anymore. And the funny thing is, I like fishing, but I don't like seafood. It's like I will not eat the fish. I just like, going fishing. It's fun. In Canvas Bay Campground, they do have an arcade. They have like a pool table. They have racing. They have the car machine. And they're reasonable priced. They're reasonable priced. So like to play a game of pool is like $4, so it's like $1. So it's not bad at all. So it's really fun. We sit by a campfire. You eat, and the row of cabins that we stay in is all family and family friends. And each day they have a different food. So like on Saturday when we first get up there, we have easy stuff like sandwiches and basically stuff that you can make quicker that doesn't take a lot of preparation because everyone's tired for driving 4 hours. And as the week goes on, that's where we get into more food. Like we'll have like fried turkey, tacos, pasta, chicken, ribs. My dad makes awesome ribs, by the way. And the best part is, like I said, they're all family and family friends. So basically, you don't even have to ask. You just go into the cabin, take the food, go back up where you were sitting, and have it. So, I would definitely, now, they recently did get internet up there in the last couple of years. It's not tremendous internet, but, it's your internet you expect to be that at like a local campsite, like not fast. So I should be able to post videos on there. Like I said, I'll probably have a better chance of posting the food reviews in Vermont than on the cruise, just because most of the food reviews will be in a restaurant. And I mean, I might like if I get something from the buffet and take it and do it real quick. But most of the videos from the cruise might be cruise related. The only thing I'm trying to save is because we got the internet package, and I think I only got like a certain amount of limits, and on my TikTok account, my second TikTok account I just do it for fun. So Christmas is my favorite holiday, not because of the presents, but just doing the Christmas tree, doing the Christmas lights, listening to Christmas music, especially now that I have young nieces. I'm more excited for them. And so on my TikTok, I do a Christmas countdown, and I have not missed a single day. So basically, how I have only a couple limited minutes on the cruise, I want to keep my streak on TikTok and not lose it, and the same thing on my streak with Time Hop, because on Time Hop, I'm on a 7-year streak. Basically, for Time Hop is basically whatever you posted on that day, that what you would see. So like today was April 24th. Yeah, today was April 24th. So basically, excuse me. So whatever I post on April 24th for those years will get posted. It's like a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. So whatever I post on that, and each time you check it, it says that your streak goes on, but I don't want to take the chance, so I always post it just in case. And I've been on a 7-year streak. So I think this upcoming June will be 8 years. And I'm not about to mess it up. If I was on a cruise and it was maybe up to like 30 days or a couple months, I wouldn't mind missing it, but I'm not about to end an 8-year streak, 7-year streak. That's, yeah, 8, actually it'll be 8 by that time. So I'm not about to end an 8-year streak. That's not going to happen. I built that too long, And same thing with the Christmas TikTok. I haven't missed a countdown day yet, so most of the videos so if there's no videos on the cruise, that's probably mostly like why. I do want to save the internet time for my streaks that I have. So, but what else? My dad's making stuffed peppers tonight for dinner. Yummy yum. So what I might do is, like when we have the family dinner, I like just to have the family dinner with my parents, and then tomorrow I might do the food review for it. If I do not get to that stuffed pepper review, what I might do is as I told you guys, for Stouffer's, I do have a stuffed pepper Stouffer's. So if I can't get to the stuffed pepper my dad made, I'll do a stuffed pepper review for the Stouffer's another time. So, but yeah, it's fun, like I have 3 nieces and 1 nephew. Madison, Isabella, and Tommy. They're all, brothers and sisters. Madison's my oldest. Isabella is the middle, and Tommy is the youngest. So, and I have my niece Gianna, and I love them to death. They are my whole world, and I will protect them at all costs. But yeah, so like I said, that was the video introduction. I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll answer them. I was looking up, in order to create a pool, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and I wish you didn't have to have 1,000 subscribers to do a pool. I wish you could just create a pool anytime you wanted to. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will see you in the next food review video. And yes, this is 28 minutes. Woo! That's one of the longest videos I've done, but I just want to explain a little bit of stuff and go into more detail that I don't get to go into as much when I do the food reviews. So, again, thank you for all the support and subscribing. I really appreciate it. It helped me out a lot, and if I get a new subscriber, I will subscribe right back to you. Thank you for supporting me so much, and have a great day.